This website is created by Spencer Wart. Supplements are in his shorter book. It's on Amazon. That's where I got it. If you want basic facts about climate change or detailed current technical information, you might do better using the links page. But if you want the history to really understand it all, and that's where I began learning about the history because, well, I'm not a mathematician or a scientist. A good place to start is the summary of the history of climate change science. You can select topics from the table of contents, site map. For a scholarly preface, see methodology and sources. You can also print out individual essays using PDF files. That's generous. You can print these out for your own use. These are the April 2024 versions, and there's a search. Basic navigation, click on the numbered note to get to where you want to go, content, site stuff. In the introduction and summary, I think I'm going to go through each one of these individually. Carbon dioxide greenhouse effect, Roger Revell's discovery. Let me say something about Roger Revell. He was a Navy commander. He became a big wheel at Scripps Institute, and that is in San Diego, California. He's the guy that brought Keeling aboard. And Keeling, as you may know, is the guy that set up the carbon dioxide laboratory on top of Mauna Loa in Hawaii. And thanks to Roger Revell's work, we now know how much carbon dioxide we have. Of course, there are other methods to measure carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, but Roger and others got together and did a great job. It turns out, too, that NASA's satellites, I understand, can measure the amount of greenhouse gases, the density of them in the atmosphere. Other greenhouse gases, aerosols, that's pollution basically. Volcanoes, dust, clouds, biosphere. How life alters climate, like trees, crops, a changing sun, changing climate. Well, not so much. Ocean currents and climate, that's very complex, but easy enough to understand with a little effort. Climates observed the moderate temperature trend, rapid climate change, uses of radiocarbon dating, past climate cycles and ice ages, temperatures from fossil fuels. Theory, simple models of climate change, chaos in the atmosphere. Venus versus Mars. Venus is 900 degrees, by the way. Come out lead. General circulation of models of climate, basic radiation calculation, Arakawa's computational device. That sounds interesting. And he gives us computational device, will give us the math of the situation. Of course, we know he uses what I call pointer evidence, empirical evidence. Impacts of climate change, ice sheets, rising seas, floods, the public and climate change, wintry doom, government, the view from Washington, climate modification schemes. A lot of talk these days about placing aerosols up there in the clouds to help reflect the sunlight back because we're losing our albedo on Earth. That's the snow and ice, glaciers, snow caps, ocean ice. Money for Keeling, monitoring CO2 levels, international cooperation, climate science as a profession. A lot of young people are going into climate science. They think it's their duty, I understand. Conclusions, a personal note, utilities, reference, timeline, milestones, bibliography by author, list of illustrations, PDF files, history and hypertext, author Spencer Wart, links and resources. Woo! Look at that. Where to find more information. This is such a rich, rich resource. And where are you going to find something like this? It's got all this information. And even if you're beginning to work on your climate literacy, this is a good place to come here. Tackle one essay. Come back to it once a week if it's a little over your head, and learn what you can in other places. YouTube, Wikipedia. All right. This website is also found at the Center for History of Physics, American Institute of Physics. It's at the National Science Foundation, the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, and the statements of this site represent the views of the author, incidentally. and it's endorsed by the American Institute of Physics. Yeah, climate science is all about physics and chemistry. Yes, there's proxy evidence, life, sediment cores, ice core samples. Two of the Institute's member societies have taken positions on climate change. See American Physical Society statement, American Meteorological Society statement, and the American Geological Union statement. It's copyrighted. You cannot sell this. You must give credit to use it. In any case, this is Spencer Warts, and this is part one of this adventure.